Hi everybody, happy new moon in Virgo. I hope everyone is doing well, had a great week. And this is new moon in Virgo for Gemini. Wow, new moons, what's that all about? You know, planting new seeds, a new start. What do you want to see manifest? But you know what they say, you reap what you sow. So we got to plant some good seeds with great intention. What is your intent, Gemini? What is it that you want to see manifest going forward? I believe this new moon is going to challenge you to weed out anything that no longer works for you, and something you're going to replace it with something that suits your current reality. What do you think about that? What is your current reality? It's like you got to take your own inventory on that. So we're going to plant some seeds. What is going on? I'm so excited to do Gemini. I know so many Geminis. All my life. It's so funny. Anyway, what's the first card? I already laid them out, so let's see what the first card is. Two of Water. These are two seahorses immersed in the water. And they mirror each other. So with all that water, that is an emotional connection. We're not even talking about the physical. This is someone who really gets you on a deep emotional, like psychic level. So this is a intermingling or intertwining of the yin and yang, the male and female energy. It's like universal love. It's like you have the same heart. It's really just something beautiful, because you know it's interesting when you meet someone and they're just in sync with you like that. So this is your first card. This is water. That's interesting. Interesting, I think. This first card, the first chakra card that I pulled here, is the second chakra. Now this is your spleen. Let's see, this is self-worth. So this has to do with your ovaries, your kidneys, your urinary tract. This is your emotions, which I think is interesting, because is it what you got to get rid of someone you don't have it's got to be some emotional connection here. So this is self-worth, dealing with your emotions, your boundaries. Did you set proper boundaries? It's about trust and intimacy. And if there's an addiction, you need to let go of it. But also, since this is the chakra of your spleen area, I strongly urge you to start drinking some good water, and drink enough water. They say 8 glasses of water a day, but if you take your weight, so if you weigh 100 pounds, you divide it in half, that's 50. You need at least 50 ounces of water a day. So what's that? 6, 7, that's about 8 glasses of water. But nevertheless, it's based on your weight, because somebody 500 pounds and somebody 100 pounds, 8 glasses of water not going to do it. So if you're having some issues, just make sure you start drinking a lot of water with this one. But we're talking here about self-worth. So being that this is your emotions, your feelings, so what are you feeling about yourself? Are you feeling love? Is that what this is about? You have to feel some love. And I'm not talking about the physical love, because that's something totally different. Now, a lot of things that come up with this particular chakra is their fertility or sexual issues. Do you have a nervous stomach? Do you feel stiff, or you have bladder infections? Also, other things like, do you have a creative block, like fear of relationships? Are you kind of cold? Is there an inability to experience pleasure? Are you basically shallow in your relationships? Emotionally, Or do you eat out of emotion, or is there a sex addiction? Besides, there could be a substance addiction, frequent urination, a bipolar, or do you have panic attacks? Or mood swings. So definitely here it's about drinking more fluids, go swimming, and if you do have an addiction, seek treatment. And balance your activities out. Like maybe you can do some ballet or yoga, something that flows. Eating a lot of orange foods, fruit, salmon, papaya, melons. Those are all good things to bring the chakra into balance. Which is interesting because when I look at this, now you go back with self-worth, maybe there's someone near you, and this may be some of the reasons why maybe the relationship is out of balance. Because we have some self-work to do. The next card here is the 4th chakra. Now this is your heart chakra. This has to do with harmony and trust. So when you think about it with your feelings, if you're feeling out of whack, how can you trust? So in order to grow, we have to do some self-work. And this chakra is really, like I said, it's about harmony, trust, the ability to give and to receive. How open are you to new people, new ideas? How do you cope with loss? Now, this is your heart. If you have allergies, lung issues, blood pressure, your immune system is off, all these things that, you should go see a doctor for. But basically, when you think about this on like sometimes emotional levels, do you withdraw in intimate relationships? Do you put other people's needs before your own? And then after you do that, you try to make yourself out to be the martyr. I did this for that person, when it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. That's codependency. It's also a form of self-neglect. So here it's like I suggest eating a lot of green leafy veggies, kale, spinach, broccoli, collards, cabbage, basil, thyme, cilantro, parsley, green teas, which is good because with the adrenals and all that fluid, so green teas will be helping you in both areas here. Do some deep breathing exercises, back bends. Spend time with kids because, kids will make you laugh. Kids are fun. You know what I mean? Kids they're joy. And when I look at this card, it's like looking at taking your own inventory and deciding, what have I outgrown? Am I willing to become independent? Something to think about. Something definitely here to think about, because I believe this is what you want. A real spiritual bond, someone that really truly gets you and understands you and accept the person that you are. But first you have to accept that person, because this is a beautiful thing. And it can be a relationship, and looking at this, I'm geared more towards relationship on this, but this is an emotional, spiritual bond. Something I believe everybody wants at some point in their life. And when we look at this self-worth here, the question is, how do you relate? Am I ready to allow myself to receive what others may not? Because you have to be able to give and receive. This is self-worth. This is deep emotional peace. It's like it's a gift of self-love. Self-love is a gift. This also indicates love of life and no longer trying to prove your value to others who may not see you or may not see what you see. Rely on your inner knowing. You do that. This is definitely growth. This is about a personal commitment and following your heart. This is honoring your growth and the growth of others. This is a sense of courage and abundance and the ability to stand tall and uphold what your heart knows is true. And that takes a lot of growth. Oranges, orange foods, water, 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 flush that system. And this is the heart. I didn't mention you should do a lot of cardio. You know, get that blood pumping and eating all those green vegetables. Because this is what you want. So you want to work on your self-worth and growth to attract this. This is what I see here. Next, you know, everything is in nature. I can't stress this enough. And this card here, mahogany, you know, the finest furniture is made out of mahogany. And a test, I'm just tilting this so I can read it to you. A test of fortitude brings a heart fortified within itself. Light shed on darkness uncovers intrigue and mystery. Confidence. Whoa. So maybe you're right now, you're like looking at this, you may be just a little disoriented and on an unconscious level. And you may be feeling some trepidation. And you're going back and forth, back and forth. But this predicts that you'll gather helpful, trustworthy people around you. And you have to be able to stand alone. You know, the finest furniture is made out of this. And also this has an indication that you may hear from someone from a distance. Maybe there's someone at a distance that really knows and understands you. But you got your issues to deal with because you want to be a martyr, more or less, instead of work on yourself. Open your heart. Gain some confidence. This all comes down to, especially here, I say some trust issues. It's not just trusting other people, it's trusting yourself. Because we can't put other people on pedestals because everyone's on their journey. I think this is so interesting. I think this is a good reading, Gemini. And I hope you have a wonderful new moon period. So please remember to like, share, subscribe. And this is Sister Omi. Peace.